So for instance, you have a base color. What do I mean by the base color? The text color here is what is gray. But when you go over on these settings, what do you have? You have a white color. Similarly, this pricing, the same thing. This frequently asked questions and this notice, they are changing, right? When you over on them, when you place your mouse or your cursor on them. Now, this back to courses also is the same thing. At first, the background is what? Gray. But when you now over on it, what do you have? You have white. This right here is something that you need to work on. Now, similarly, you have published, you have view. You understand it now. So how exactly are we going to make sure that, okay, this doesn't affect us? Right? How exactly are we going to do something like this rather? So to do something like this, all you have to do is use a property called pseudo class or an over element. So what do I mean by over element? So I'm just going to come to my code now and give like a quick definition. So when we talk about overing in CSS, we're basically talking about an after effect. After effect of your mouse, of your cursor or your mouse. So let's just say of your cursor. So what do I mean? Okay. So what do I mean? I'm saying that whenever you over on something, maybe you put your mouse. You know, when I put my mouse on this place now, what happened? This follow link came up, right? That's what over is. Over is saying is that, okay, whenever you put your mouse on a particular element, what happens after you've done that? That is basically what your overing is. So how exactly are we now going to get this overing element? So now, first of all, I'm just going to go ahead and open up the live version of what we've done so far. So now, now looking at it, I want you to notice something here. Look at this space. Whenever you over on it, what happens? It changes from what? Gray to white color, right? Which means we need to put an over effect on this back to courses. And not just over effect, we need to change it to what? A cursor pointer. Now note what's happening. When we over on it, what's happening? It's just showing like a typing stick there. But if you check this place out, it changed to like a what? A like a pointer. You understand it now? So we have to change this to a cursor pointer and then change the over effect. Now, how exactly are we going to do this? Now we'll go back to the top. That's the first part, which is going to be your so that's your back to courses. Now your back to courses has an idea of what? First, right? Which is going to be this one, isn't it? Now the text as first. So I can go ahead in this first, I can give you the what? A cursor pointer. So cursor of what? Pointer. Now, if you check it out now, you should have now as you can see, it is now what? A cursor pointer. Can you see it now? Now, one thing that you also need to know is that whenever you go on this, apart from the fact that you have the color changes to white, right? It also has a background, like a gray background immediately. So you need to also add that. You understand it now? So how do you get your over property? So first of all, to get your over property, you need to first of all tie that over property to that particular element. So what's the element? The element is what? First, right? So for me to give this first an over property, how do I do it? All I have to do is say what? As first, right? And then what? Colon, then over. Do you understand it? Again, you understand it? Good. So what we have to do here is to say as first and then what? Over. You understand? So what now happens is that anything that happens after you've overed on the what? On that first property, what happens? It is going to what? Give you that design. It's like an after effect. Now, you know, you can go ahead and write .now.text as first, you know, the same way you do now, so you can go ahead and do that. Now, but what do we want to do here? I want you to note all the designs that we want to implement. First of all, we need to change the color to what? White after overing. Second of all, we need to change this background to what? To a gray color, right? So for us to do that, all we have to do is go ahead and So we're gonna have color of what? White. Then we're gonna have a background of background color. Let's see if this is correct. Probably RGB. Let me see. I doubt it's not correct. It's not correct. Sorry? Sorry, I don't understand. Did you? It's gonna work. Wait, I say I should put it inside here. No, we can't put it inside. It has to be outside. It's like another property on its own. You understand? So we cannot put it inside. So you can just say .nav .text as first over. You understand? So what exactly you are trying to do is what giving this first property an over styling. Now, if you check it out now, as you can see it now? So you now have all of these things. But now there's a problem. Problem now is that the only thing that is having this thing is just it's not affecting the whole places here. So I think we need to actually give it like a padding. So let's see if we need to give this first a padding. There's a padding of let's see 0.5, right? I just don't want it to be big or bigger than this place. Okay. You know what? I think I'll just give it like padding of 2 rem. So let's give padding of 5 rem instead. And let's check what we have. You know, this is the problem. I don't want it to be this big. It's too big. What did we give the initial padding of the nav? 1 rem. So let's see if 2 rem works. Yeah, that's another problem. So let's check 1 rem then. Okay, so it works, but it should be filling all of this space. That's another problem. It should be filling everywhere here. Let me see if I can remove the padding that we have in this nav. Okay. Yeah, so I think this works. So as you can see, we now have the padding. So see, back to courses and all of that. Now, one thing is I think we'd have to give each and every one of them the same amount of padding so that we will not have this issue. So what I'm going to do is, okay, but let's leave it now. So as you can see, we have what? Back to courses. Can you see it? Back to courses. So whenever I over, initially the color is what? Can you see the color? Gray. But whenever I over, it changes to white. And the background also changes to what? To gray. You understand now? So that is what overend will do for you. Do you understand now? So as you can see, overend is just over. Although I don't think it's called the color is quite matching, but you can look for you can just leave that. So the point is you need to understand how to use your overend properties. Now, similarly, we also have settings, pricing, frequently asked questions, and notice. Now, so for us to do this, how are we going to get make sure that these links, whenever we over on them, they change to what? To gray. How are we going to, they change to white? How are we going to do that? Again, we're going to do it the similar way. Each of these links, right? What tag are they? What tags are this? What's the name of this tag? Tags of these links.
No.
Anchor tag, right? That means all you have to do is target the anchor tag, the overing property of the anchor tag. So every single thing is not going to change. So what am I saying? Just one anchor tag. So everything that is going to change. But make sure that the anchor tag they are targeting is under links, because you can have another anchor tag outside of the links. So you don't want to have issues. So how am I going to do that? All I have to do is I can see .nav, .links, right? Then anchor tag over. Do you understand? So I can now have what color of what? White. So I'm going to say color of white. No, yeah, I think it's just color of white. So color of white. So let's check it out. Now, if you check it out now, you should see that it is now going to change from. Can you see it now? It's changing. It's changing. It's changing. from gray to white. And that is exactly what this is going to do for you. So I think I'm going to give this anchor tag also a padding of, if you know the anchor tag. So let's check. So let's see. Link tag. So let's give the link tag a padding. Sure. Yeah, good. No, not the link tag. Probably the anchor tag. Okay. All right. Let's leave it for now. Okay. So as you can see now, you should have what your anchor tags. We can all see it, right? Anchor tags. Then you have pricing, frequently asked questions, and notice. Now the next one is your published and view. Can you see it? Published and view. So your published and view should also have similar styling. You understand? So what do I mean by similar styling? So if you check this place, published changed to like a deep blue, while view changed towards the color of what of the published. You understand it now? So we have to do something like that. For us to do that, we need to get the elements of published and the elements of what view. Now, what's the element of published? So check it out. Published as it has a class name of what pub, right? Similarly, view also have a class name of what ID of view, rather, not a class name. So that's btns of pub, right? So all we have to do here is come here and say the btns dot pub, then overing property, right? And then we can see background color. So let's check if this is not what we want. No, I'm not going to copy the same background color and I'm going to place it here so I can edit it. So let's try and edit it to make it a deeper blue. And let's see what we have. Now, if you check it out now, can we see it? It is changing to a much more deeper blue. Do you understand it now? So this is, although it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. But let's leave it. So as you can see, it is changing color. Now that is basically what your over is going to do for you. Then similarly, you have your view. Your view has to change to this color. So let's try out the view. So view is still something similar. So view is ID of what view, which is I think is this. So I can still do the same thing. Dot btns hash what view over, right? So it's gonna have the same background color as your 227AF. So let's try that. 227AF. AFF. Yeah. So now if you check it out now, anytime you over on your view, as you can see, it has the same feel as your published. Now this is exactly what your overall property is all about. I hope everybody understands this. Is it clear to us? To those online, Mr. Shegun, Mr. Favor, Mr. Pius, Mr. Gabriel, and Mr. Isosa. So this is basically how to work with your overall property. So I'm going to give us time to write this code out. So in case you've not done something like this before, you can write this code out. Then when we come back, we are going to talk about something very important. You know, I wanted to like just go into and let's go into building into a new topic today before, but we're going to build projects today. I'm going to start building projects with what we already know because, like I said, the best way to learn is to build projects and not exactly just learning. So we'll build projects what we've learned today, continuing to on tomorrow also. Then on Friday, we'll probably go into something new. Yeah, so you can go ahead and write this code. Let me so we can